Okay. Hold on just a sec. Yeah. Okay. I'm in the 3D room, but what am I supposed to do?
Hey, put your glasses on.
What?
I said put your damn glasses on!
Okay, geez. I'll put it on then. By the way, these are my sunglasses, not the 3D glasses, but pretend that these are 3D glasses, but whatever. I wonder what's going on around here. Is there anything special with these? Well, I know what 3D is, but is there anything special about it? What am I supposed to do? I know I have to catch something that comes right at me, and where to look? Let me try this out real quick. Wait, is Freddy trying to grab my hand? I mean, I know I'm supposed to watch something like the Muppets or something. Like, this ain't a Muppet. He's trying to be like, okay. I think I could grab his hand too, but wait, what? Okay, wait. Am I in another dimension with the Muppets, like Kermit, or wait, who? Who's responsible for this? I think I know who.
Welcome to the world of 4D Madness, a series of fourth-dimensional movie reviews. I am Dr. Schwarzenberg, and our job is to review every 4D film that has become part of our history. And 4D is just a fourth-dimensional type that people would experience, whether it's a movie or a ride. And now that 4D is becoming a thing of the past, we think it's the best time to go ahead and review every one of them that has been put down in history. And now, I'm gonna let Triple B review one of those 4D films that we all know.
Yo, what's up guys? This is Byron once again, and welcome to another episode of 4D Madness. And I have another review that I'm willing to do for all of you guys. So today, I'm doing a review on one of the oldest and longest 4D films that you can relate to. And it literally involves a franchise of puppets that you know and love. It does sound familiar, does it? Yeah, of course. Well, it's not Sesame Street, it's not Frogger Rock, it's not The Dark Crystal, and it's not even Labyrinth either. I bet you couldn't guess what it is. I'm talking about a 3D, but somewhat a 4D attraction that might be your favorite. And in case you didn't know, I'm talking about a 20-minute 3D attraction at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's longer than Captain EO, and it's longer than like any 4D films that have the duration, the same duration time as general episodes that you watch on TV. And yep, I'm talking about Muppet Vision 3D. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it at all, like in person or through like a POV that you watch on YouTube or any other social media platform, this may be like a spoiler for you, and I'm sorry if there are like any spoilers, but this is just for the people that have seen it already, whether they've seen it in person or on social media. It's just for those guys. Again, this may contain spoilers, so just don't even watch it if you have not seen Muppet Vision 3D already, unless if you have. I mean, yes, it's 31 years old. Most of you have seen it, but this is only a warning for those who are watching this review right now that have not seen it already. So yeah. So basically, the fun begins when you enter the Muppet Theater. You go through the lobby, and when you get your glasses, since it's 3D, you basically get to watch this little pre-show featuring the Muppets entertaining you for a little bit before entering the actual theater. Rizzo the Rat impersonates Mickey Mouse. Fozzie Bear tries to perform some jokes that he has. Gonzo performs this interesting dance sequence, and Scooter would make some certain announcements about the show. And they even have some previews along with the pre-show itself. Well, just during the pre-show in general. Well, we've had some in recent years. Like several years ago, we've had a Constantine pre-show that actually interrupted the pre-show, to make it feel all scary and such. And recently there was the Muppets Haunted Mansion trailer that was part of the pre-show, which I think it's really cool. And at the very end of the pre-show, Sam the Eagle comes in and advises people not to wear their glasses until they are seated and how they're going to enter the theater. And before the doors open, every Muppet ran straight through backstage, and they are literally in Sam's way, causing him to be so unconscious, like going, oh, you know what I mean. So that's where guests entered the auditorium before the main show starts. Well, y'all know that, but here's the plot of the main show. The show kicks off with Styler and Waldorf as animatronics, sitting on the right balcony, putting their glasses on and getting ready to watch the show with the little jokes that they put in. And as the orchestra begins, they pull up multiple curtains, and we have an actual title card showing up with a 3D symbol coming towards you, as if it was like a doorknob, where Gonzo enters the stage singing the instrumental of the Muppet Show theme song that we all know. And then Kermit comes in and talks to the audience, by greeting them and talking to them about how 3D technology works and stuff like that. Though Fozzie comes in and interrupts Kermit by showing off cheap 3D tricks to the audience, including a noisemaker, a can of springs, and a flower that sprays water. But Styler and Waldorf tell him that it's not funny even in 3D. And he talks about how they invited all kinds of scientists worldwide, but none of them showed up, so they ended up only having both Beaker and Dr. Bunsen Honeydew creating their scientific machines. And that is where they introduced this computer-generated Muppet named Waldo, who's the spirit of 3D, and he can turn into anything. Waldo causes a bit of a havoc in the lab, exploding to a bunch of Waldos. And after Bunsen and Beaker accidentally suck up the entire lab, trying to suck up all the Waldos, this is to the point where Waldo realizes that he's free, and he turns himself into a taxi and drives off. And Fozzie later comes back in and shows off his flying pie that he has and that he has to show his audience. But it literally went to his face. So then we get Miss Piggy singing Dream a Little Dream of Me. It's that beautiful song that they've heard. I don't know if anyone heard of it. Well, in the Muppets, yeah, but even though it's a song that I'm not too familiar with, but if you're familiar with it other than this, then good for you. Yeah, so she sings the song with being the bunny, adding 3D effects, including the bubbles that spray into the theater. But when he gives her the rope, he gives her the one that is meant for water skiing, and the boat takes off with Miss Piggy zooming out of the scene. And then Sam the Eagle comes in and gets pissed at Bean for what he had done and demanding him to leave. So yeah, Bean left along with Waldo. And also not to mention, but Gonzo comes in and asks Bean what he's doing, and he announces that, oh, I'm running away forever. And he doesn't care at first until he realizes what's actually wrong. So then we get Sweetums coming in with the paddle ball that he's playing, and he, Gonzo, Kermit, and Fozzie team up together to find Bean after he ran away. And Kermit encourages the audience to help them find him as well. Now, this is where things get crazier. But Sweetums enters the auditorium as his in-person appearance, with a cast member portraying him, coming in with the flashlight on, asking the audience where Bean is. They found Bean, as an animatronic, sitting at the left side of the balcony, still depressed after what happened, but guess what? They decided to cheer him up with the finale and to have him get involved again where he would help out with the show. So they performed this patriotic finale with Miss Piggy as the Statue of Liberty and the toy soldiers marching around with the patriotic music playing, and Waddle joins in. But unfortunately, he causes a bit more havoc when he gets stuck in one of the tubas, mainly his head, but he literally destroys the finale, causing the Swedish chef to turn off the projector. They actually try to kill Waldo by having the penguin shooting him, and when Waldo turns into a target, the chef actually has a bigger weapon by using a cannon to shoot towards him, but it turned out to be an explosion on screen, causing some damage to some of the theater. Which, dude, that was insane. And Sweetums comes back in to check if everyone was okay. And at the end, Kermit comes back on the scene, riding on the back of the fire engine, apologizing to everyone for the damages of the theater, and that everything would be taken care of, and he bids his farewell as the curtains close. And spoiler alert, Waldo comes back and gives his final surprise to everyone, disguising himself as Mickey Mouse, which I thought was a really cool cameo, and that was actually a nice touch. But yet he actually turns back into himself, as Waldo, and then he gets actually sucked up, probably Beaker and Bunsen from what I assume. And it ends with Bean saying what a cute ending as his curtain closes, and with Styler and Waldorf telling their little joke as their curtain closes, with one of them asking, do we have enough time to go to the bathroom for the next show? And one of them answering that they can't because they're bolted to the seats. Yeah, it's like one a moment, especially the first time I heard it. So yeah, that's basically the entire plot of Muppet Vision 3D. You know, I gotta say, but I really enjoyed that attraction a lot. From the effects, including the 3D projection and some of these special effects, well, not really the bubbles, but with other ones, including the explosion, to the audio animatronics that they have. Let me tell you, Disney has put a lot of effort into most certain things, especially the Muppets. And I think that they've done a wonderful job with this one, especially both the interior, which is the Muppet Theater, and also the pre-show room, and also the exterior, well, concluding the permit marquee sign. But with the Broadway-style theater entrance, nowadays that we have, I mean, that one looks cool. I even like how Disney kind of created this little or mini Muppet area because for Disney, they were actually going to make the Muppet Land for Disney's Hollywood Studios with Jim Henson involved, but unfortunately, since he passed, the entire area was just completely scrapped, except for this 3D film and except for one of the other attractions, which is Pizza Rizzo, which opened later in 2016. Well, I mean, it was going to be part of the new Muppet Land, along with another attraction called the Great Muppet Movie Ride, similar to the Great Movie Ride, but with Muppet Vision 3D. That was the only one that made it, and believe it or not, Muppet Vision 3D is actually one of Jim Henson's last projects that he ever did with his own company before, like one of the last ones before he died. Now, just one query. Do you all remember that Muppet movie review? I mean, not the Muppet movie, but a movie review that I did with the 2011 film, The Muppets, similar to the Country Bears film in 2002. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm still into the Muppets to this day, and, like, I actually got into the Muppets, like, you know, as a Muppet fan since, you know, I was a kid, even though that I didn't pay too much attention to the Muppets, but nowadays I do. It's like, you know, whenever I see it, it's like, wow, like, they got really good movies. I remember watching some of them. And I thought they were just splendid, you know. They're always awesome. They're targeted to all ages, you know. It's not for kids, it's for everyone because, you know, it's for both kids and adults. Well, even teenagers as well. It's like, wow, it's amazing. You know, they just do a lot for it. And I think Jim Henson did a wonderful job with this while he was here. It's like, you know, when it comes to the Muppets, they're like a mixture of marionettes and puppets and like all together. And they use that type of puppetry for entertainment purposes. And they usually know what they're doing from there. By the time this film was made, and when it first came out, it was supposed to be in just 3D. Like, everyone thought it was just going to be a 3D film without anything else involved. But nowadays, it's considered 4D because not only it's 3D, but they got some special effects that they have in the theater, including bubbles and the fireworks they have. I mean, not the real ones, but they have the projected fireworks on display, which they are like at the ceiling if you look up, and also some of the lighting for the explosion scene, not to mention the smoke effects. But then again, I still consider it 3D for numerous reasons. If it was actually a 4D film, like, you know, an actual 4D offering, they would have had more in-theater effects involved inside the theater, including throughout the seats, not just with audio animatronics or live costume characters roaming around. And here's some fun facts that you might know about the movie. For one, they still use the purple plastic glasses that a lot of people don't really see anymore. It's like, it's kind of rare to have, like, you know, to get like a purple colored plastic polarized glasses that you would wear at like 4D attraction. And like Muppet Vision 3D nowadays is literally the only one. We used to have that color for Captain EO back in the day, and I think it's something that's really cool because nowadays we have like a bunch of other glasses that are black, green, yellow, or red. For two, they actually operate it at 2 Disney parks. Well, one of them at least nowadays. There's one in Florida which opened back in 1991. And that is Disney World, and it's in Disney's Hollywood Studios. And there used to be one at Disney's California Adventure in the Disneyland Resort, which was, you know, in California. That one opened back in 2001 along with the rest of the park, but unfortunately they got rid of it in 2014, which they literally used that theater for several previews that they had for several upcoming movies. And the one in California that I'm talking about is now called the Sunset Showcase Theater, and what they're now showing is Mickey's PhilharMagic. So yeah, I believe that the one in Florida is actually kind of a staple to Disney's Hollywood Studios, because it's basically in a mini Muppet area along with Pizza Rizzo, which is, in Grand Avenue, but it used to be part of Streets of America before they changed the name of it because of Star Wars. But there have been rumors about the attraction itself facing a possible fate in the future, which I would be really sad to see go. And again, it's dedicated to Jim Henson, which that attraction is one of his last projects that he ever did in his life. And 3, it is actually one of those attractions that I had ever seen, as a 4D film. Like, I actually saw it in person when I first went to Disney World back in 2008. Like, I was literally 8 years old at the time, and seeing it in person was one of my favorite times. Like, I honestly had a good time going there and just, experiencing the film. I had a lot of fun with it, especially with my family. And believe it or not, when we went back, my mom actually wanted to see that again. Well, both her and Chris actually got to see that when we went last year, and she thought it was fun as it is. I don't even know why they wanted to see it again. I mean, sure, it's really cool, don't get me wrong, but I didn't find it necessary for myself to see it again. But, I basically didn't. I didn't have to, not even with its stuff being bugged, thank God. But with Muppet Vision 3D, I don't know, it kind of hit differently, like, in the end. And when that idea of experiencing Muppet Vision 3D for the second time popped up in my mom's head, she turned to Chris and was like, "It would be cool to see that again." Well, that was months before we went to Disney World anyway, when my mom went ahead and brought up the idea. And she and her boyfriend did. And I'm happy for them. Again, the whole reason I did not see that for the second time is because I wasn't interested in seeing 4D movies that were made from the 90s, because it would kind of bring back those cringy memories that I had from experiencing 4D movies for the first time as a child. I mean, not cringy memories, but some weird memories of that nostalgic feeling that I specifically remember. And nowadays, I don't use that as an excuse, and I don't go ahead and use that to get away with everything, to get away from the sensory. And for some reason, it's not even my favorite. I mean, yes, it is cool. It's really good. It might be your favorite, and if it is, then good for you. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the Muppets and the 3D movie itself, but seeing it in person multiple times in my life, well, it's not bad, but it's just not really my thing to do all the time. I mean, maybe doing it a few more times, but I mean, not really for everything, I mean, I don't know. I guess people these days want to do everything, but hey, in the end, it's like, that's fine. If I really want to see Muppet Vision 3D, and if they still have it, by the time I come back eventually, well, if I go into Disney World anytime soon, and if they still have it, and if I go with my girlfriend, well, I don't have a girlfriend right now, but I'm just saying, well, if I do, then, and if we do go to Disney World, and if she and I want to do that, then that's what we're going to be doing again. But of course, everything about Muppet Vision 3D is just so successful. The effects are great. The characters are so good. The audio animatronics are so interesting that surround the entire Muppet Theater. The interior looks so damn nice, and everything about it felt real, including the music. In fact, there were a couple songs in the film. Well, not just the Patriot music, but we all know that there was the Muppet Show theme song, which is, just the instrumental at the beginning, played by the orchestra, with the penguins. And also Dream a Little Dream of Me that Miss Piggy sang in one of her acts. And there's also another song in the pre-show where one of these singing Muppet groups performed this song called By the Light of the Silvery Moon, but in a Disasters version, which I've never heard of the song, but I might want to get into that eventually, by listening to it and to look more into that. But yeah. But regardless, the music itself is great, especially the outro. And let's not forget about Waldo. He's insanely hilarious. And believe it or not, another fun fact, which is number 4, when we saw Muppet Vision 3D, and when I saw it in person as a kid, I actually never wore my glasses the entire time that we were watching it. Not even throughout Mickey's PhilharMagic. I don't even know why, but unfortunately, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man, but I don't know why that I didn't want to go ahead and put my glasses on, but I don't know. I just didn't want to get too much of those 3D feelings, but I don't know. Like, hey, again, if I go see that in person in the future when it's still around, which personally, I don't know how long it's going to last at Hollywood Studios, but if I see it again, I'm definitely wearing my glasses big time. Well, I bet I'm getting exposed for this. Well, just mainly by the fans of those that love 3D in general. But if I ever go ahead and just refuse to wear glasses at all like that would be kind of weird, to be honest, I mean, yeah, people these days don't have to wear the 3D glasses during a 3D movie if they don't want to, but the thing is, it's actually necessary to do so, and people are required to use them. Because, when it comes to watching 3D movies, it hits differently, and you have to wear, some special eyewear to help you see things clearly. But it's whatever. At the end of the day, Muppet Vision 3D is still alive and well. It's still going on in Florida to this day. I'm really glad that it's currently showing their, giving millions and billions of people some love with that film, introducing them to 4D or the Muppets themselves, whether it's one of them or just in general. I don't know what to say, but it has done everything, including myself. And with the rating itself, it's not that complicated for me, but if I were you, I'd rather give it a 4.5 out of 5. Well, yeah, you tell me. A 4.5 out of 5. It's actually one of those longest 4D films that have been running to this day. Well, it's just one of the oldest 4D attractions that is surviving to this day, and it's just so cool. It's going strong, and it just couldn't make me happier even more. It's like, wow. It's like, damn, I'm really impressed. But yeah, if you haven't seen Muppet Vision 3D yet, go check it out if you want to. And if you want to see it in person, that's actually going to be a lot better, because you will most likely get the feeling of it, especially when you experience Muppet Vision 3D. Everything about it is so cool. The acts they have are great. You'll have a wonderful time when you're in there, especially with the comedy that they have. Well, just a little bit of it, actually, but yeah. But if you watch the POVs of it, that's fine too, but I don't know what else to tell you about it, but yeah. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching my review on Muppet Vision 3D. I also want to thank you for watching this episode of 4D Madness. I will be uploading more videos of those types of movie reviews very soon. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and as always, we'll see you next time on the Triple B Show. Get it? Well, enjoy the rest of your stay. Come see us again sometime. Whatever. Alright, I gotta go to bed. Peace.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Sincerely, Dr. Schwarzenberg.